It's Wednesday, March 10th, 2021, and my big story for the day has to do with a couple of companies that are looking to do business together. One of them is a company called Just Eat Takeaway, and the other one is Grub Hub, which you might know. And the way these two companies are going to do business together is whereby Just Eat Takeaway is going to buy Grub Hub. But I'm wondering if this deal makes any sense at all. So let's take a look at it. So as we can see here from the first screenshot, news broke today of big losses actually at Just Eat Takeaway. Their losses widened as their battle with Deliveroo and Uber Eats intensifies. So let's just take a second right here, because I'm going to refer to this later in this video. When companies with different products are battling it out, as Jack Denton has noted here in his story for Barron's, they're actually competing to be the best. And really, that's a really costly game. Anybody who's read any of the work by Dr. Michael Porter of the Harvard Business School, and I'm going to show a slide referring to Dr. Porter's work, knows this is not a place to go if you can differentiate your product. And I would wager, despite the fact that each of these companies runs a delivery service, they can significantly differentiate their offers whereby they don't have to be battling it out head to head in the costly format that we will take a look at right now, which is actually soaking people that are investing in these companies. So as I've noted in the screenshot, Just Eat Takeaway is proposes to pony up $7.3 billion to swallow Grub Hub, but it's still operating itself in an environment where their losses widen. This is a warning sign to investors like myself. I put myself in this category. I don't want to go there based upon learning this kind of stuff. Okay, so let's take a look at the next slide, and this one is excerpted from the Wall Street Journal, and it's referring to the actual detail that came out in the report published today. And my takeaway is clearly this food delivery business is very, very costly. But for some reason, investors continue to jump into it, and Just Eat Takeaway shares were up 4% after today's report. My conclusion, go figure. People don't seem to care, people meaning investors, don't seem to care about these losses. And as the Financial Times has reported today, this growth, this really spectacular growth that Just Eat Takeaway achieved in the latest quarter, 54%, was exceeded by an increase in their losses of 67% over the same time frame. So the question is this worth it? And nobody seems to be asking that question right now. So let's go to the third slide. So what about the target? Just Eat Takeaway proposes to buy Grub Hub. How about Grub Hub? How are they doing? Okay, so as this article, which was published on May 7th, 2020 in Investopedia makes clear, Grub Hub stopped making money a while ago. And the headline here is Grub Hub fails to post profit despite first quarter surge. My takeaway, yuck. Grub Hub is reported to have grown a measly 12% in this story. And even worse, it lost nearly 10 cents on every dollar it brought in to just maintain that, that pace, which is clearly running out of gas when compared to Just Eat Takeaway growing its revenue by 54%. But let's keep our senses about us here, because we've already looked at the massive increase in losses at Just Eat Takeaway. So why isn't somebody saying, why go there? Who needs it? Well, they're not. So let's now dive into the stock charts. So let's start off by looking at Grub Hub. And you can see that the EPS on Grub Hub is a negative 1.69, which means the cost is infinite. It doesn't generate any profit, and these are really some heck of expensive shares. And no earnings. Nevertheless, the stock is on an upswing. This was scraped from Yahoo Finance today, and you can see that today Grub Hub was up 5.54%. So nonsensical market trend, yeah, sure looks that way. And let's switch over to taking a look at Just Eat Takeaway, and they're up as well. As of 5:30 this afternoon, New York time, their stock was up 5.87%. But my little note here, looks like Takeaway and Grub are made for each other. Looks to be, it's a match made in heaven. No profits here either. The Financial Times reported, as I just noted, the increase in revenue for the latest quarter was at 54%, was exceeded by the jump in losses of 67%. Not good. So is there an end in sight here? Can we say these investors know what they're doing, they're buying into this thing, it's going to turn around, Just Eat Takeaway is going to knock them out, and they're going to win this extremely brutal, costly battle? I don't think so. And I go right here. And where I'm going is, as I mentioned at the start, to Dr. Michael Porter of Harvard Business School, who way back when, 2011, actually way before 2011, came up with the 5 forces of competition, and he talks extensively about something called competing to be the best, and he urges businesses to avoid that at almost any cost. And I have to wonder, as I've noted here, I have to wonder if leadership at TKWY or GRUB ever read Dr. Michael Porter's thinking on the topic of competition to be the best. And if they didn't, and you're an investor, I strongly recommend you do read it, because when you read the chronicle of the airline price wars that Dr. Porter lays out, you might not want to go there and think twice about investing in TKWY, or for that matter, Grub. That's what I got to say to you today. My name's Ira Michael Blonder. I'm the CEO and founder of IMB Enterprises, Inc. My company is an advisory firm working with early stage enterprise software businesses, typically at the level of the CEO or the C-suite. And we help these companies do a better job of selling and marketing complex products to complex markets. It's not the same thing as selling a swimming pool to somebody with a backyard. So if you think the two markets are the same, you probably don't want to speak with me. I urge you to take a look at our company's webpage, https://www.imbenterprises.com, or my personal Twitter page @MikeTheBebop, and speak with you soon. I hope you don't lose your money. Talk to you soon.